Welcome back, everybody, to another tournament of Ender Challenge. Last time, the tournament ended on Stage 2, and we are celebrating half a decade of Ender Challenge with a bang, as this is our 16th competition, and we have 30 competitors going up to bat. A lot of changes have been made to the course as Stage 3 grows restless without a competitor to have attempted it since the renewal. Can our competitors perform under the pressure, or will the tournament end early once again? Let's head down to the course where the competition is about to begin. But before we scour the course with our 30 competitors, let's look at Stage 1, see what's changed. The falling steps and the Ankh cross remain identical, but still present threats. The jumping sidewinder has a trampoline into an obstacle that originally debuted on Stage 3. The gravestones still tough as ever. The switchback has been slightly modified comparative to Tournament 15. The jungle boogie, you gotta make those big wraps. The puzzle block, cannot lose your composure. And then finally, the rotation climb. The only difference, I believe, is a visual one. So with a funny number as our time limit, who can make it through? Kicking off this tournament is someone you may not have expected to make a return on this course. Someone I never thought was ever going to appear on Ender Challenge. It's none other than Crimmins. This is his 11th appearance on the course, taking his favorite number, number 1. Let's see, what's Crimmins gonna do? He did make it to the final stage on his debut, but has stagnated into mediocrity since then. The Ankh cross, no! We tried to make a 3-block 1-up, did not pan out for this OG competitor. And running slightly later than you may have anticipated because of that is Homeboi. This is his 12th appearance, known for failing the spider walk and jump hang a bunch of times. Let's see how this goes. Oh no, he ran off the drip leaf. Homeboi down on the first obstacle. Shocking exit there for Homeboi. Up next is the competitor that has been on the course with the most attendance out of everyone, KalobPlayz. This is his 14th appearance on the course. Well, he underwent a metamorphosis for whatever reason. Go gadget Caleb, whatever you want to call it. Wow, you know what? Maybe that transformation actually is to his benefit. He's moving surprisingly fast, faster than you would expect out of this guy. And wow, past the 3rd obstacle for the first time in a long time. Personal best, baby? No good for Caleb. Just short of the dismount, but I'm pretty sure that's the best run we've ever seen out of Caleb. Then we have RynTheChimera or whatever. Forgive me if that's wrong. The first newcomer of the day, let's see how they do. Off to a slow start and a quick end. Wow, better luck next time, Ryn. Okay, another new competitor, AlbinoStar, is fittingly a Star Challenge competitor. Looks like Frog is carrying the flame. Albino, off to the races. Okay, the Ankh cross is able to get through it, unlike Crimmins, so that's nice to see. And Albino, the first victim of the jumping sidewinder, unlucky. That will be the end to our 5th competitor. Now we have Hectallium, another well-known competitor that has appeared all around, but has never defeated the first stage anywhere. That said, this is his first appearance on Ender Challenge, so, I mean, hey, new competition, new opportunity. And getting through the on-cross just fine. Jumping sidewinder, we just saw Albino fail here, but Hectallium not gonna make that mistake. The gravestones here, Caleb failed this, but Hectallium will not follow in those footsteps. The switchback so tough, those slabs so thick to wander around, but Hectallium able to go the distance, 30 seconds I reckon he's got a serious shot. 25 seconds, the first of the day to take on the puzzle block, doing the little skid method across the honey. Could this be Hectallium's first ever clear? 15 seconds, it's not gonna be a concern as he flies across the rotation climb. And there it is! Hectallium, an early clear of the tournament. Great to see some success that you may not have expected out of this competitor. Well done. Now we have BlakeBlake, another well-known community member. Let's see how he moves. Okay, well that skin, quite different from the first impressions we're seeing here. No derp in any sense of the imagination. Blake able to catch that first pillar on the Sidewinder. And there we go. Blake onto the gravestones, moving nicely, kind of stalling on that middle piece of the headstone. Switch back, treating it with the respect that it deserves. There it is, with 30 seconds left. He's got a good chunk of time to work with. And wandering around those trees with incredible precision. The puzzle block, nice, running off the slime. Interesting moves, but I guess that's what you kind of get with a new competitor, new techniques, and with that, Blake eyeing that dismount. Blake with 2 1/3 seconds on the clock will be our second finisher, keeping the send train rolling. Nicely done. Now getting pelted with snowballs is JasonDaWorst. Someone who has done well on other courses as well in the past. We're getting a lot of competitors that have appeared elsewhere but have never gotten a shot at the Ender Challenge course. Interesting stuff. JasonDaWorst. Well, I mean, he's already beaten a considerable chunk of the field, so it would be a stretch to call him the worst. The gravestones now. Nice long jumps. Go long here on the switchback. Don't undercompensate. That's the way to do it. And Jason, with 32 seconds, actually I believe a little faster than Blake to this point. Not bad. Doing the skid technique on the honey as well. Nice jumping. Oh, okay. Almost flew right over the ice. Don't know what that was about. Jason just has to climb up the rotation climb, but Jason just can't get onto that ladder, and his run ends at the final hurdle. Another competitor who is seeking out a clear on their first appearance is TacMeister. Has done well on Star Challenge in the past. Reminder that Star Challenge, we take half their royalties. So yes, that was our settlement. But TacMeister. All right, up he goes into the second pillar. TacMeister. Moving great, moving smooth. 40 seconds as he approaches the switchback. Wow, right at the edge. Not a lot of run up, but TacMeister knows how to move. He is a little down on time though, 27 under the benchmark and misses the Neo, but is able to readjust himself, doesn't fall into the water, but he's gotta cook here. 15 seconds and not, I mean, just about into the puzzle block. 10 seconds, the klaxon sounding. Can TacMeister bring it back? He's gotta move. A perfect climb up. Will it be enough? Oh my gosh. TacMeister. That is unfortunate. Timing out by a quarter of a second. And ShinyPepper's gotta follow that up. Also getting pelted with snowballs as Jack is being smited in the background. Ender Challenge God does not believe in JackisTrash. ShinyPepper Nice little Neo on the Ankh cross. Okay, not a bad effort so far, but misses the second pillar. ShinyPepper set packing by the jumping Sidewinder. Up next is TopazNeo. Big super fan of Minecraft Ninja, finally getting the window of opportunity to compete on this show. His 67 seconds up and away, Topaz moving down the unstable drip leaves. Around the Ankh cross, that was where ShinyPepper went down, but Topaz has done his homework, spent plenty of time on the theoretical Minecraft backyard rig. Topaz facing the gravestones, sticking it on that first one, but carrying his weight through, and now onto the switchback, but not for long. Topaz eliminated by the vertical slabs. Tough break. On the course is BoomJack. He's been on the course 5 times before, was absent in Tournament 15, but despite all the trials and tribulations he goes through, he has never made it through Stage 1. The closest he has ever been is in Tournament 11, where he timed down the final obstacle. Jack is Boom. Very realistic skin, a flattering self-portrait of himself. Can he take the Picasso painting to the very end? Jack moving strongly through the course thus far, with a little bit of performance issues, but no worries. Jack onto the jungle boogie. Moving quickly throughout, going to size up that 3-block 1-up, sticks it with ease. And Jack, nice on the puzzle block, staying near the edge to not get affected by those slippery, sticky blocks. And with 15 seconds, can Jack finally break through, break hollowed ground? Jack is Boom climbing to the very top, but he's got the time, and Jack is Boom is clearing the first stage for his first time. LittleButterz is entering a whole new course. The last time we saw him was his debut in Tournament 14, so I'm eager to see, can he figure out the pieces, the inner workings? Oh no, LittleButterz down on the Ankh cross, couldn't make the 3-block 1-up. And his favorite number is Gxlactic on his landmark 10th appearance. Great to see him stick it out for so long, get a jubilee of Ender Challenge sake, I guess. Gxlactic moving through, hopefully that spacesuit won't weigh him down. Going to the vine, no, he's out! Gxlactic got caught up on the vine. Early exit for Gxlactic. Now we have RafaelGames. He made his debut all the way back in Tournament 3, if you could believe it. An incredibly long-running competitor, even if his attendance is a little bit spotty. The last time we saw him was in Tournament 11. Good so far. Oh, just like Gxlactic, RafaelGames caught on the vine and will take an early fall on Stage 1. Number 16, an IRL ninja, KaneNotKosugi, also took a long gap year of competing on this course. We last saw him in lucky number 13. Quick steps so far, the Ankh cross. Oh no! We got all lost in the sauce! Our 4th Ankh cross fail in a row! Another competitor who hasn't appeared in a while, KoriSneako won. This is his 4th appearance on the course. We last saw him in Tournament 9. I can't believe it. In the time that he's been absent, oh no! KoriSneako fails on the first obstacle. PaulPlays, another competitor who's been gone. Wow, we are just in a block of returnees, so to speak. PaulPlays, the last time he was here was in Tournament 8. He has a couple of Stage 1 clears to show for it, but like I was gonna say with KoriSneako, to disappear and then 3 total victories happen in your absence? That's gotta feel a little bit jarring, but PaulPlays, it's almost like he's never left. Nice, 1 by 1, gets across the gravestones. Close call there on that switchback, just barely made it to that second one. But Paul, with 30 seconds, this is an impressive pace. And a good 3-block 1-up, just about gets there. Paul on the side of the honey. Good jump to the slime and to the ice. 17 seconds. Could this be our 4th clear? Don't call it a comeback, folks. Paul sizing it up, but he misses. Paul falls on the final jump. It can't get any closer than that, other than what we saw with TacMeister, but still. StatixLime, a competitor that's appeared quite a lot, was part of the early wave of PC players. Static, the last we saw of him was in Tournament 11, which granted was a Stage 3 appearance. But I don't know, this course has gotten so much harder. Nice little Neo around the Ankh cross. Here we go, onto the jumping Sidewinder. I believe he actually faced the Stage 3 iteration, if you would believe it. So no surprises there. StatixLime on to the switchback. He goes and almost falls off on that 3rd one. Oh, wow! Static, he had the hard part mapped out, but it was going on top that did him in. Bummer. Now we have MisterzLlama sporting that Wandering Trader skin in, I believe, a different hue, if my eyes don't deceive me. So maybe with a fresh coat of paint, goes MisterzLlama to a Stage 1 buzzer, perhaps? You never know. MisterzLlama has performed middlingly, I guess, on Stage 1, for lack of a better word. So, I don't know. He's 1 good run away from a Stage 1 finish. Going around the switchback, just saw StatixLime fall here. Would you look at that? Through with ease, 32 seconds. On to the mangrove. Goes MisterzLlama. Whoa, no! MisterzLlama! His jump got cut on the honey! And a buzzer will elude him yet again! Crushery, coming back yet again, has quite a crowd on the start line with him. Maybe they're expecting something special out of him. He's appeared a couple of times, but has yet to really break through. And I hate to say it, I hope that ankle isn't coming back to bite him. There is an arrow piercing through it and everything. Well, Crushery does make it through the jumping Sidewinder. So we see Jack there on the sideline supporting him amongst many others. Crushery down and back on the switchback. Here we go, wrapping around the acacia and then the mangrove, backing up nice and far to get the maximum possible distance. Crushery, his jump was stunted on that honey, he understands, gotta back up. Wow, little momentum technique for the slime, whatever works. Crushery, will he be our long-awaited 4th clear? Struggling a little bit on the rotation climb, can't take this jump for granted, but Crushery has done it with 8.3 seconds to spare. Crushery finally makes it to Stage 2. Now we have MattyDeez, supported by Gxlactic, doing some sort of outdated cultural dance that I will not say the name of. Matty on the move. Made it to Stage 2 a couple of times, but has had a hard shake of things with the early Stage 2. Wrapping around. Nice moves. A little bit of a struggle, but does have the time to make those struggles if necessary. All right, Matty. Oh, that was close. Nearly came up short. Oh no! I hope I didn't jinx that. He slipped off, ran off that third switchback pedestal. Now we have BoulMiner on the course, has competed plenty of times, but has had a hard time with stage 1 lately. We haven't seen him on stage 2 since tournament 11. This is his 11th appearance on the course. We would love to see him back, but it's a long and arduous journey, and that arduous journey takes BoulMiner into the drink below. That's a shame. JacaritheMC, one of the most recurring competitors on this course, with 12 appearances under the ring. A little bit of a false start, but who cares? Jacari running down the first obstacle. Jacari very eager to take this stage 1 down. He's done it plenty of times. Wrapping around here. Hopefully these wings can propel him through the gravestones. Big momentum, but stopping on each of these gravestones. There you have it. Now, Jacari has never really been known for his speed, which could be to his detriment on this stage 1, where the clock is really against you. 22 seconds, we can see it here. He's really got to cook here on the later aspects, and maybe he tried to rush, but sometimes when you're under the pressure of time, it can really get you. But for Brainish, he's never really had to worry about the clock. Has had a mixed bag across his spotty Ender Challenge career. Debuted a long time ago, yet can still consistently put up great performances. Nice. Across the Sidewinder. I believe he was also another competitor to have attempted the stage 3 Sidewinder. But no matter, Brainish, nice wide turns on the switchback, doesn't want to bump those vertical slabs. With 36 seconds, this is an incredible pace to this point. And would you look at that, 30 seconds into the puzzle block, moving smoothly through, and with an eternity to get up this rotation climb, he can take it easy, make these jumps. He is struggling a bit, but hey, that is the essence of going fast, and Brainish waiting it out for some reason, I guess to show off. With 7.1 seconds to spare, Brainish comfortably through stage 1. Up next within our final 5 on stage 1 is JackisTrash, looking to beat my very own record of most stage 1 clears. However, I did do it consecutively, so try harder next time, Jack. Anywho, Jack moving quickly into the jumping Sidewinder. He's one of those guys that you can regularly expect to get through stage 1. He last fell on the switchback in tournament 15, was one of the unlucky few, not gonna make that mistake twice. And now Jack, with a great chunk of time, looking for a way out of the jungle boogie. JackisTrash. This is a really strong run. If he can just close this out, he will be the 6th clear of the day. And wow, a perfect climb up, sizing up for the jump. You don't want to do a PaulPlays. JackisTrash with 13.1 seconds on the clock. We'll move on to stage 2 yet again as Kori does something I don't want to talk about. While this is where Frog would be in the competition, she had to pull out last minute due to a personal emergency. Instead of replacing her, she's going to withdraw from her number 27. We hope to see her next time, but Now we move on to AgentSaber, who has cleared the first stage in each and every of his appearances on this course. He's kind of a wild card in the grand scheme of things. It's very rare that we see a competitor perform so well at the early stages of their Ender Challenge career the same way we see AgentSaber do it. Did clear last time, was one of 3 to do so, and with stage 1 being a tinge easier, he could go the distance this time around. Nice, safe, conservative jumps across the switchback. Does not want to be one of the many to fall there this time. AgentSaber onto the puzzle block. We haven't seen too many fall here, but don't knock on wood. Onto the final obstacle. Looks like AgentSaber, if all goes well, will be keeping it perfect on stage 1. Climbing like a spider, the klaxon sounds, and AgentSaber's going back to stage 2 yet again. Clear number 7. Our second to last runner is KoriSneako, competing technically without Frog on his lonesome. So the pressure's on. KoriSneako moving quickly throughout the first obstacle and the second as well. Kori moving on. One of the most consistent competitors we've seen on this course, has not failed stage 1 in a very long time. He hopes to keep that streak going. The Jungle Boogie going to completely throw those logs to the wayside. Kori, 30 seconds on the clock. And would you look at that, has a large portion of time as he gets up the rotation climb with 20 seconds, going for the jump straight away. And with 18 2/3 seconds, oh yeah. I don't think the staff is gonna agree with that one, Kori. Well, we'll see you on stage 2 nonetheless. Our final competitor, stop doing that, Kori, is SwerveT, our reigning champion. Well, in the last tournament, he failed on stage 1, the shock fail of the tournament. So, coming off the coattails of that, a run that was supposed to follow up his total victory in style, he's got a second chance to get to the end. We have Kori and Saber there, cheering him on. The switchback, Swerve, known for his speed, full sending through the switchback. From a top-down perspective, we see Swerve effortlessly get through the Jungle Boogie, our grand champion, going to get a shot at this final obstacle, the one that sort of did him in last time. But with no ropes in his way, Swerve getting to the very top, and with 13.5 seconds on the clock, SwerveT rounds out stage 1, being our 9th clear of the day, as Saber and Kori pelt him with punches. Alright, we are hot. Stage 2 has undergone some big, hefty facelifts since the massacre that was in the last tournament. Up first is the spider walk, big 3-block jumps the competitor must span across, and then the scene of the crime where tournament 15 ended on the salmon ladder. You gotta make those big head hit 1-tick jumps if you can help it. And if you get through that, you're onto uncharted territory. The final obstacle, the Wingnut Alley. With 3 wingnuts in your path, can our competitors keep it cool and collected? In 45 seconds, it's gonna be a race to the buzzer. Up first, kicking off stage 2 is Hectallium. Kind of an oddball competitor to start us out. He's got just 45 seconds to get through 3 obstacles. Easier said than done, but Hectallium doing a little double jump. That's gonna eat into his time a considerable amount. As what is Hatsune Miku doing here? Okay, well, ignore that distraction. Hectallium facing the jams. Ah, no, the second jump. But an incredible run from Hectallium to even get to that point. Up next now, we have BlakeBlake, an alumni from Star Challenge, finally getting a stab at this stage 2. You see, kind of flicking his mouse from side to side to make those jumps just that much more quick. Faces the salmon ladder. We just saw Hectallium fall here. First jump is good, second one, great moves here. Blake is the first person to beat the new salmon ladder. Blake onto the wingnut alley, landing down low. Blake, the final wingnut. Can he do it? No! Blake comes up short of the third wingnut. A stage 3 trip will elude him, but in the meantime, we will move on to JachisBoom, getting his first crack at stage 2. Can he do any better? JachisBoom! Oh no, I jinxed him. Fell squarely into the water. On the spider walk, Homeboi would be proud. Crushery, another competitor making it here for his first time. We have quite a good portion of the field taking this stage on for the first time, but Crushery, we know the kind of skill that he's been up to elsewhere. And on his breakthrough, can he get up the salmon ladder? 25 seconds as he's sizing this up. Getting out of there, 20 seconds. This was where Blake failed. Can Crushery be the first person to make it to stage 3 in this era? Okay, going around. The dismount. Crushery has done it! The first person of the era to make it to stage 3, and on his first stage 2 appearance. Impressive stuff. From someone who has never even touched stage 2 to someone who has made it to stage 3 in the far, far past, Brainish looking to get back there once again. I believe the last time we saw him there was in Ender Challenge 12. So, a long-awaited goal, can it be attained? Brainish, oh no, falls immediately on the salmon ladder, and that stage 3 dream will elude him again. But for Jack, he's made it to stage 3 quite a handful of times. I believe he's looking to break my record of most stage 2 clears. However, I did do, what was it, 4 in a row? So, too bad, so sad, Jack. Anyway, the salmon ladder, punching his fists in the air as he moves through those head hitters with ease. 20 seconds, I don't think the time will be a problem. Jack's just gotta make the moves, beats the jump that Blake failed, and he will just hear the klaxon, but JackisTrash will make his return to stage 3. Now, someone who has never failed the first stage, but is looking for some redemption, AgentSaber was one of the competitors to fall on the salmon ladder in Tournament 15. In fact, in terms of overall progress, he would have taken the gold. But no matter, AgentSaber looking at the obstacle that took him out last time. Oh no, and he falls even earlier than he did in 15. Tough luck for AgentSaber. And we move into our final 2 competitors on stage 2. Here we have KoriSneako doing pull-ups off the air. You know, I don't question the witchcraft that he's up to, but Kori quickly jaunting his way through the spider walk. The salmon ladder, he failed this, and it's the same jump as Saber that does him in, I believe, a repeat of Ender Challenge 15 to the jump. Our final competitor on stage 2 is SwerveT, our reigning grand champion. He hasn't been to stage 3 since that total victory, which I guess was, thinking about it now, in tournament 14, so it hasn't been that long, but still, Swerve, it must feel like an eternity for him. But he's got to keep his eyes on the prize. First go at the salmon ladder, perfectly smooth. This stage 2 definitely catered to his strengths, being a speed demon. Can Swerve carry it out? With 12 seconds, Swerve will round out the second stage with 3 clears. Incredible stuff from our champion, ending on a high. So we look at stage 3 for the first time since Swerve's total victory. The Vine Junction and the Curtain Cling starting us off. The head hitter, those ladders have been removed, and then the cliffhanger has been changed an incredible amount. Just look at all those flips. The vertical limit requires you to do those 90-degree wraps. Easier said than done. The Chain Cling, my personal least favorite Ender Challenge obstacle, into the end rod climb, and then after that, the final obstacle, the ring jumper. Mind the gap, don't bump your head, and with no time limit, can any of our 3 competitors do it all? Crushery, it's incredible to see him here. We started with a field of 30, went down to 9, and has chopped our field down to a third of where our competitors were at the beginning of stage 2. Crushery, his first time on stage 3. But such a great run so far. The Vine Junction, being very careful here not to go out of alignment. There you have it, straight to the dismount. The Curtain Cling beckons before him. Takes a moment to breathe. The time limit is non-existent on this stage, so no worries. Crushery mounting on and setting off on the Curtain Cling, making these big wraps. This obstacle, wholly original to Ender Challenge. Can he make the turnaround? Crushery has done it! And he will be the first to take on the head hitter, the newly buffed head hitter. Unlike the last we saw of it, you cannot check and gauge your jump with the ladders. You just gotta do a 1-tick jump. He's looking good so far. Just the dismount, one more ought to do it. Wow! Crushery striving to take down this stage 3. And he just might make it to the end with this kind of performance. Crushery standing before the modified cliffhanger though. This is so brutal. You gotta make these diagonal moves up, and then comes a downward gap here. You gotta do, what, a little dip? Crushery understands the assignment. Diagonal up and then diagonal down. Goes Crushery into the first flip of the obstacle. And he's got it. One of the easier flips, but still tough if you don't know what you're doing. Crushery, big downward drop. Will he utilize the same dipping technique? Nicely done, Crushery. Looking at the second wrap now. There are 3 total on this obstacle. Looks like Crushery is shivering. I guess it is a little bit cold. He's got to keep it together though. Get the jitters out of his system. Crushery makes that wrap. And now, one more, the final move on the obstacle, Crushery. Will he be the first? He's done it! Crushery, looking at the vertical limit, a downward drop cannot be graced over. This was where Kori fell back in Tournament 12. But did we have any doubt? Crushery onto the vertical limit now. This is completely alien to any other vertical limit design on this show. You've got to make a big 90-degree wrap. He's done it. Going down and under, requiring a head hit here. What's he gonna do here? Wow, a side jump. Didn't expect that out of Crushery. Okay, so far so good, but his work is not done. One more corner wrap, but he comes up short. Crushery, he was so close to taking down the vertical limit, but that's not to detract from the incredible run that preceded it. JackisTrash has made it here multiple times, but has had his fair share of struggles on the early parts of this Stage 3. He's also failed on the cliffhanger here and there, but he does have one Stage 3 clear to show for it. However, that was back in Tournament 9, a long time ago. I can still remember when Jack made it to the final stage, and he's looking for some of that energy. Jack, so far so good, didn't fall on the first obstacle, so that's a good omen. And there are no lanterns to be seen here, just raw fabric to wrap around. JackisTrash looking at the head hitter, probably the toughest obstacle of this triple threat. Here we go. Oh no, he bumps his head! And Jack struggles with early Stage 3 persist to this day. And it falls into the hands of our last man standing, SwerveT. I believe this is his first time in this position on Stage 3, that is. Can he do it again though? That's unthinkable. I mean, you wouldn't think, but Swerve is one of the best competitors on this course. Swerve eyeing the curtain cling. Wow, nice jump awareness. Didn't even sprint. He was well aware that you can just walk jump for it. While SwerveT looking like an expert on this Stage 3, like he's been here plenty of times before, yet this is only his third time here. Alright, Swerve, looking at the cliffhanger. It's been perfect for our competitors. Granted, that was only Crushery who's taken it on, but Crushery has shown it can be done. He sets off a little bit of a struggle climbing up, but speeding his way through on the gaps and splitting the distance. This first gap he makes. Okay, a little dip technique here. Jumping around the glass pane, second gap. Good to go, final one, but he comes up short. SwerveT, the tournament ends on the cliffhanger. He will not clinch first place, but an excellent effort from all of our competitors, showing that some serious progress can be made on Stage 3. We had a record-tying 30 competitors on the course, and from there it was whittled down to 9, chopped down to a third of where it was, and no one was able to complete Stage 3, but this should set an incredible precedent for our competitors, showing that our competitors, if they try their hardest, perhaps the final stage won't be too far away in the future. For now though, our competitors are gonna have to go back to the drawing board and look at where they can improve, because we know there's room for improvement. But the 3 competitors who made it to Stage 3 should keep their head up high and keep that momentum into Tournament 17. Our reigning champion SwerveT making it back there, and a surprise first place, Crushery. You wouldn't think it's possible, but after 16 tournaments, you learn to expect the unexpected. The gladiator on top of the podium. But until next time, I have been Objection, and this has been Ender Challenge 16. We will see you next time.
It didn't say go in the chat.
Oh my god.
That's wait, what?
That's a false start.
Hold on, your code broke.
That's
your
a
code
false
broke. Your
start.
code broke.
No.
All right.
I don't think that counts. I don't.
That's
think
a
that
false
counts.
start.
Legit fail. Legit
No,
fail.
'cause
What does he look like? Oh no! No! He's reaching. Jack, get the
He's
away.
dual wheeling his.
Wait, Coma, give me a leash. Give me a leash.
Okay.
Your line was back off, sir.
Okay. Bro, hold on. Give me a minute.
To show how much of a nerd I am. It's morphin' time! Dragon Zord!
go.
Time started, by the way.
Bro wasted 7 seconds.
Now he only has 60 seconds. Oh, he's still going, guys.
That is the worst fail I've seen on the Onk, dude.
You can't.
He's still going.
Whenever you turn it off, it doesn't TP them down.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of slow.
It does.
Oh my gosh. Do it.
Wait.
Better.
Hold on. Talk
Around. Kane.
This is so
Damn it, I'm gonna fucking government name you.
I see it.
I got something better.
Oh my god, dude.
No.
No.
Change that. Change that now.
Commentary time.
Yeah, so
Okay, we're going.
No. Go back.
Go back.
Oh my god.
What?
I want to
Go back.
Move.
go back like a good
Alright,
person.
safety net till
Oh, that's
halfway
his
through.
run.
Oh,
He failed.
that was
He failed.
safety net.
You guys didn't shut up my whole run, so...
To be fair,
We were
that
doing
was-
it in between obstacles. You're
talking when
fine.
you were on the obstacles.
No, you were. Okay. That's what you want to go with. Sure you were.
No, did I stop recording right as you did that?